On March 16th, at Echo Flight, a missile security guard reported that a large round object had suddenly appeared in the sky and was hovering at low altitude, directly over one of the missile silos. Moments later, the entire group of 10 ICBMs mysteriously malfunctioned. This startling fact has been confirmed by one of the launch officers on alert that day, now retired Colonel Walter Fiegel, who spoke about the incident during a taped telephone conversation with Robert Hastings in 2008. Fiegel said that in response to the missile guard's UFO report, he had sent out 2 security alert teams, one of which confirmed the presence of the object.
The strike team that went out, one of the 2, claimed that they saw something close to the site.
How did they describe that?
He just said a large round object.
Directly over the LF?
Directly over the site.
The investigation is still ongoing. It's still fluid. We're still trying to determine what actually happened. And as a result, we will continue until we finally either get full disclosure or we're able to prove with an actual piece of physical evidence what actually did happen.
Had that anxious standoff between capitalism and communism suddenly become a hot nuclear war, hundreds of millions of people would have been killed outright, and a great many more, perhaps 1 to 2 billion worldwide, would have died over time, the result of radiation illness, exposure, and mass starvation. Indeed, a great many species and ecosystems on Earth would have been devastated by such a war. But what were the mysterious missile disruptions, as described by American and Soviet military veterans, meant to convey? Were they a demonstration of the unknown observer's ability to interfere with these weapons at will? If so, would they have openly intervened to try to prevent a nuclear exchange from occurring if hostilities seemed imminent? To state the obvious, the answers to these questions remain elusive, even now.
My optimistic opinion is that it is a race of intelligent beings from somewhere else who've monitored the Cold War. They know that humankind had for the first time weapons capable of precipitating our own destruction, not only of the civilization that we've created, but radioactively poisoning the planet. Very dramatic developments in human history. I think they're wagging a finger at us and the Russians. We know from documents that were smuggled out of the Soviet Union, actually Russia, by George Knapp, your colleague.
Right.
We know the Russians were having the same problems at their missile silos.
These sightings are all about promoting a world peace, and that's what the extraterrestrials want, and that's what humanity desperately needs.
If we're wrong, it doesn't change anything. But if we're right, it changes everything.